Good morning, Fellowship of the Clouds. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Gray Cloudy Day. I'm Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment. Hope you're doing well this morning. I'm doing okay. Just been doing my morning readings, a little bit of studying, and I remembered a prayer I had written down a while back from a book by Joel S. Goldsmith, and I went and found that this morning, so I'm going to start re applying that every day to my life, or starting my day and using that prayer as my one of my main prayers. It's about sufficiency and stuff. I've shared it before. I might share that prayer eventually again, like record me just sharing it, or maybe just type it out again on the community. I don't know yet. But I'm going to read from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and It's All Small Stuff. This is number 88. Listen to your feelings. They're trying to tell you something. You have at your disposal a foolproof guidance system to navigate you through life. This system, which consists solely of your own feelings, lets you know whether you are off track and headed toward unhappiness and conflict, or on track, headed toward peace of mind. Your feelings act as a barometer, letting you know what your internal weather is like. When you're not caught up in your thinking, taking things too seriously, your feelings will be generally positive. Yep. They will be affirming that you are using your thinking to your advantage. No mental adjustment needs to be made. When your experience of life is other than pleasant, when you're feeling angry, resentful, depressed, stressed out, frustrated, and so forth, your warning system of feelings kicks in like a red flag to remind you that you are off track. That's its time to ease up on your thinking. You've lost perspective. Mental adjustment does need to be made. You can think of your negative feelings in the same way you think of the warning lights on the dashboard of your car. When flashing, they let you know that it's time to ease up. Contrary to popular belief, negative feelings don't need to be studied and analyzed. When you analyze your negative feelings, you'll usually end up with more of them to contend with. The next time you're feeling bad, rather than getting stuck in analysis paralysis, wondering why you feel the way you do, see if instead you can use your feelings to guide you back in the direction toward serenity. Don't pretend that the negative feelings don't exist, but try to recognize that the reason you're feeling sad, angry, stressed, or whatever is that you're taking life too seriously. You're sweating the small stuff. Instead of rolling up your sleeves and fighting life, back off, take a few deep breaths, and relax. Remember, life isn't an emergency unless you make it so. And when I was reading this to myself this morning, I had to think about that and refocus on myself about just some of the things that have been going on in my mind over the past week or so. But I didn't feel too good, like I said, from Saturday evening on for several days. I'm just now kind of getting back in the swing of starting to try to get back in my routine of doing my video in the morning if I can. Even though I didn't upload Tuesday's video that early in that day, I still got up and had made that video already. So, but I don't know. I was thinking when I read that earlier, that's how I'm trying to approach my day today. Is very much what that like. Not to do so much thinking of my own. Um, that's what I try to do most of the time. But I'm being in this human body and having to deal with the human mind. I at times, like I said, will get other things that are weighing in a little more than they need to be, and it's about retuning myself. Find just like anything, you got sometimes you got to apply the maintenance. It's kind of like I've, yesterday I walked several. I walked several more times than I have normally been walking, and not like real far or nothing. But with the dog, I went at least 3 times, and it was. I realized on the third time I got to start getting a little more of that in a day, especially if it's a nice day. Like even if it's just shorter walks, but more frequent of them. If it's longer walks, then like 2 a day. But like I want to try to get back up to where I was. I used to walk a certain. At one point, back when it was, I think way before I dealt with my toe, and probably after the last cyst got cut. I don't remember, but I was walking. I made my way up to walking at least to the church and back once out of the day every day, and but then I had trouble with my back, and then I had trouble with my toe, and it's just been. But that's where I think I'm at now is building up my endurance, and I know like my starting point. Like if I go so far, I need to start. There's a certain point I can go to and get up to that every day, and then add a little more onto it after I feel comfortable, and then add a little more onto it until I'm finally doing the church and back again. I'm sure all y'all care about hearing about that, but that's just part of some things I'm trying to organize in my brain. And but today I've said to this, I've just prayed and said, I'm asking to just basically to show me what needs to be done today. There's some things I know to do myself anyway, like certain things I'm going to do. But sometimes I need reminding when I'm sitting here thinking I have nothing to do. Sometimes the spirit will move and be like, as I'm scanning through, looking around, all of a sudden something will hit me and it'll be like, look, you can be doing that. You've always got plenty that you could be working on here. Like, so that's where I'm at today. I'm going to kind of just do what I see that I normally would do. And then from there, let the rest kind of be guided, not force anything. If I can go to the store and get a ride easily, I might go to the store today, but I don't need to. So if I don't get there, it's not a big deal either. Like I don't have anything on the big, like life's not an emergency, like the reading said. Like that's how I I feel like maybe I had gotten to about certain situations. Just things that had bothered me, and now I'm dealing with it in a better way. So I hope y'all have a good day. I'm gonna get off here. I feel a little uncomfortable, like I feel like I babbled on too much, but I wish you the best, and don't sweat small stuff, y'all. I'm gonna try not to today. Till next time, Mr. Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment, over and out. Ditto.